It's the Shitcase Cinema.
I'm so confused.
Double Down starring Neil Breen will change your life in the way that you view bad movies. Now, I only recently discovered the guy through a book that I bought. Shameless promotion there for my latest novel. Go out and buy it and support an indie author. But thanks to this, I now have Neil Breen in my life and I can die a happy man.
I've got so many questions. I'm so confused.
That line there sums up this movie perfectly, trust me. It's impossible to know where to start with this film, but I guess I'll start at the beginning as it makes as little sense as the rest of the movie, so strap yourselves in for a bumpy ride. We meet Neil Breen, aka Aaron Brand, in the desert. Now he sits around telling us via voiceover about how bloody brilliant he is at everything. Everything. I'm not exaggerating.
I control access to anything and everything, even from my little simple, brilliant setup.
After over 15 minutes of sitting in the desert and showing us random stock footage, which he uses endlessly like Godfrey Ho could only ever dream of with his ninja movies, we find out that the government killed Neil's fiancée. At this point, the confusing and poorly edited movie transforms into a fully fledged, unintentional comedy of cinematic nothingness. Breen and the woman he's loved since he was 7 oh yeah, 7.
We met when we were 7 and it was love at first sight.
So they're in the swimming pool, naked, even though the stock footage implies that it's a huge, busy resort. But anyway, a sniper takes her out. That is powerful acting that only Neil Breen can pull off. Now I do think that he's confused as to who's got shot, but anyway. Then she floats away and he cries about her flower covered in blood, then randomly decides to float face down with her for a short while. But if you're wondering why it says balls, it's because Neil Breen has his on display for us. Oh dear. Now, as you know, he's a top assassin and a secret agent, so he's hired by a mystery man to go on a secret mission. Of course, Breen talks at him about a load of old bollocks about bioweapons. It's like, hey, if you're going to be face to face with Neil Breen, you let him talk first and only speak when given permission.
They don't want the public to know the real danger is chemical and biological weapons of mass destruction.
I'm not quite sure he knows how to edit a film together. He's facing the way now. I mean, this is absolutely priceless, but in the Neil Breen filmmaking school, this is just normal. Then after minutes of the Neil Breen show, he says,
"How can I help you?"
Brilliant. It's as if he's heard of these things called movies, having never seen one in his life and attempted to make one himself. It's absolutely breathtaking stuff. I don't even know what's happening. No amount of research into this movie will help you. Multiple viewings won't help you. I doubt even Neil Breen knows what it's about. I mean, he looks confused most of the time he's on screen, and when he's not on screen, he's waffling on about being the greatest this and that, mixed in with his paranoid ramblings about the government.
Hacking into a banking system, shutting down a power grid for a major city, cutting off the water system for half the country, hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Whatever you do in your life, Neil Breen can do better. Oh yeah. He's basically like a god. A god who can do absolutely anything except make a coherent and watchable movie. You've got to love the guy. And the funny thing is, in his following film, he upped the ante and actually played God. Now I've yet to see this movie, but I cannot wait for more Neil Breen awesomeness. Now here's my top 5, which could be 500 in all honesty, bullshit moments. Number 1, Breen is always on one of his many laptops, mashing buttons like it's going out of fashion. And is it just me, or are they always switched off? Number 2, this random scene just sums up the entire baffling experience of Double Down.
Where are you? Where am I? You're me.
Number 3, he basically lives in his car in the desert and eats nothing but tuna. He tries to eat tuna. It's amazing that that clumsy outtake there was left in, but then he just pours it all down his front. Just do a second take, Neil, and for God's sake, keep your eyes on the road. Number 4, during one bout of stock footage, Neil informs us,
there is an error in the calculation. Sector A07. Here is the correction.
What does this mean? I mean, I've got no idea, nor is it even relevant. God bless you, Neil Breen. If it weren't for morons like you so lacking in self-awareness, we wouldn't have comedy greats such as this. A true Shitcase cinema legend. Number 5, other people in the movie tell Neil Breen how awesome he is just to inflate his ego.
You're a genius. The best. But you know that.
Words fail me. Number 6, I have to throw in a bonus one just because it tickles me so. Listen to Breen here announcing more awesome skills of his.
I can create an EMP.
Okay, EMP, everyone knows it stands for electromagnetic pulse, yeah? But in the world of Neil Breen, it means...
Electromagnetic blast.
Oh, Breen, we're not worthy. And go on, one more. Number 7, listen to our main man again.
I joined the military and became a fighter pilot, and won many medals for distinguished service.
You don't really win them though, do you, Neil? But I guess if you're Neil Breen and you own a sleeveless denim jacket, they let you win them. Amazing. What genre does this film even come under? Probably all of them and then some. Or just simply under Neil Breen. He informs us he's planted biochemical bombs in major cities around the world, and if the government kill him, then they'll explode because every 3 days he's got to send a signal up to the satellites. You getting all this? It's engaging storytelling. Ooh yeah. He sits around playing on his laptop some more, then goes on a trip to Las Vegas. Now, you would think that the change of scenery would improve things. Guess what? It doesn't. It's still mind-blowingly confusing. Here's another thing that you won't get. Neil wakes up in the desert next to his car with the words "Help me" written in blood. Guess what? It doesn't get explained.
I'm so confused and depressed at my double life.
Do you want an explanation? Neil Breen.
Hi, this is Eric.
Eric? I thought your name was Aaron. What, you can't remember your own character name? Jesus, Breen. If you thought things couldn't get more comical, you'd be wrong. He spots a random old man in the desert.
Old man, you don't look like a terrorist to me.
Okay, then he climbs up the mountain because why not? The old man follows him, falls over and cracks his head open, and Neil just makes a nice body-sized pile of stones.
Come back again. Come back again.
Even the eagle is fucking bewildered. And that's not me editing that in there, by the way. It's how it appears in the actual movie. You don't need me to insert random shit to make Breen look like a wizard of bullshit movie making. He can do it all by himself. I mean, credit to him for trying. He generally has a love of what he's doing. He spends his own money on his films and he keeps at it, which is admirable. And it's also fantastic because we get to laugh about it.
Where are you? Where are you?
So he wakes up on the floor again next to his car, and man, seriously, I would love to know what is happening. The whole experience is like someone's trippy dream that you're witnessing. I also love how he's on a covert mission, yet has not one, but 2 satellite dishes stuck to the back of his car. Very subtle. Anyway, it gets worse. Oh yeah, he kills fish in a lake with some powder, even though he says he doesn't want to put the powder in the lake, but guess what, he puts it in the lake anyway. What are you thinking, Breen? You make no sense. Goes to dinner with some people who we don't get introduced to, and Breen asks for a glass of water, so gives the girl his half-filled glass. She leaves and returns with, guess what, a half-filled glass of water. I mean, what? I guess it's awkwardly done so we can find out this.
Our daughter Megan was just diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Then Breen holds a magic piece of fool's gold that the old man gave him, and I guess he's sending her Breen powers. Then it cuts to him climbing another mountain like a boss. Well, maybe not. But he should be doing it like a boss because he spends most of the movie going up and down fucking mountains. Then he tells his dead fiancée that...
Tonight, I believe I cured Megan of cancer.
And seriously, just what in the blue fuck is this all about? I honestly can't take any more of this. It's too much. You just need to see it for yourselves. You will not regret it. I mean, you might accidentally die from laughing, but you won't regret it. Oh no.
Hey, this is Las Vegas, baby.
What?
I know I sound like a broken record, but here's another scene that you won't get. He's told to kill a couple, hires a car, picks them up at a seedy wedding chapel, and it turns out he's got the wrong couple.
What do you mean I picked up the wrong couple? Shit!
Best in the business and expert at everything, including mixing up 2 different looking couples. Wow, just wow. He then goes back to the desert and finds the other couple dead.
They committed suicide. A suicide pact. They knew what was coming.
Yeah, not sure how that worked, but if you say so, Breeny old boy, I'll believe it. So he goes for a quick nap in his car before returning to Las Vegas to spread some deadly bioweapon in dramatic yet subtle ways.
Oh, excuse me. Contact.
Different person, blue shirt, white shirt, but I love his little contact remark to himself.
Contact.
I'm going to start saying that to myself whenever I accidentally bump into someone. Comedy gold.
Once it gets into the air, it kills immediately on contact. He'll be dead in 5 minutes.
Instantly and 5 minutes are quite different things, Neil.
can
Once
never
again,
be
he proves to
prepared.
us that he's a complete and utter
As hard as
dildo.
they try.
He'd be a really good advert for why drugs are bad. Say no to drugs because Neil Breen. His performances are just legendary. He may come across as bored or confused, but his delivery of every single word means so much more. That is no mean feat, and something that only Neil Breen can pull off.
I can't go on with this. I can't go on with this. I'm an American. I'm an American. I love this country.
More random shit happens with some gangs, and I think Neil shoots them all with his plastic guns. It's hard to tell what the hell is going on, to be honest. He smashes his laptops up, runs into the desert yelling. His dead fiancée is in the car. I mean, it just all seems like a surreal art house film that very few are meant to understand or appreciate, but it's not a surreal art house film, it's just a Neil Breen film. I think in all seriousness he's perhaps attempting to express loneliness and depression and heartache and confusion into his work, but there's one line he says that sums it up more than anything I could ever say.
How did it get to this point? Where do I go from here? I've got so many questions.
I'll tell you what, Godfrey Ho's ninja movies and The Room, which everyone raves about, have got nothing on Neil Breen. Nothing. I don't even know what to say anymore. Other than the fact that I'm giving this 9 Neil Breens because he would expect it.
No! That's impossible.
Alright, yeah, sorry, what am I thinking? 10 Neil Breens.